Welcome to the next episode of the Professionally Evil Fundamentals series. Today we're going to talk about rules of engagement and a permission to test, right? Both are very important topics. Let's start with permission to test. We do a lot of bad stuff, potentially, if we didn't have a contract, right? And this slide, which comes from the PWAPT 101 course, it discusses how if we're going to assess things, we have to make sure that we have permission from the target system, right? There's lots of issues with this. We can talk about security researchers and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to hear rants, listen to me later, right? But this is critical, and because even if you don't believe that what you're going to do can cause problems or is okay, if you don't have permission to do the testing, you're violating things, whether it's the terms of service or the law or just good ethics around what we're doing. The issue is that people seem to think a lot of times that it's okay to test whatever they want as long as they don't do it meanly. But the problem is the people on the other side of that test, they don't know that you meant to do this nicely. For all they know is they're under attack, right? So you have to make sure you have permission, and you have to make sure that you have permission in writing, right? From the right people, meaning the people who are authorized to give you that permission, right? Just asking the person in the cube next to you, hey, is it okay if I hack Amazon, is probably not a good thing. Now, this is made easier nowadays because of the number of organizations that have bug bounties, right? And when you talk about bug bounties, or when you talk about penetration testing in general, that's where we start to talk about rules of engagement, right? Most tests, I'd say all, but we know that all absolutes are incorrect, even that one. But what they do is they create a set of rules. You can test this. You can do this type of testing. You can't touch that section, or you can't do that type of testing. For example, very commonly, denial of service attacks are not allowed. Or you're not allowed to do attacks that could corrupt data in production, right? Those are common rules of engagement. When you're testing things that are cloud-based, very often you can test the application that runs in that cloud system, but you can't test the you can't test the infrastructure that provided by the cloud system, right? Like the AWS administrative interface can't be tested, but the app running in AWS can be, right? So make sure as you're looking at these things, whether you're the tester or the person being tested, that you understand how to get permission and how to generate or follow a rules of engagement. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you in future episodes and in our Slack channel or in a class. Thank you.